Alright, so do you want to do an introduction or you want to just jump right into it? Say your name, place of origin, country of birth.
Country of birth. Okay, so my name is Mathew. I was born and raised in America. My father was born and raised in Israel, and then he moved to America when he was 16 years old. My mom's fully American.
Alright, perfect. So I'm going to run a quick interview right here because I feel like we are at a very decisive time in history. Divisive and decisive. As in, whatever we do next definitely matters. And, you know, it's going to have big impacts on our future. So what do you think of the last election? How do you think that it went? How do you think that it should have went? And what do you think will happen in the future?
I'm assuming you're talking about the
November 5th, 2025 election.
Okay, so what do I think about it?
Yeah.
Well...
Are you surprised, first off?
No, I'm not surprised.
By the NJ and the NYC results?
Okay, I'm not surprised by either results. I do think there is... Something that's actually really funny is how it used to be that there used to be a cancel culture. And a lot of people wrote on the cancel culture. A lot of people disliked the cancel culture because someone would say something and then they would lose all their endorsements, they would lose their image, whatever. Now we live in a time where there is no such thing as cancel culture. So people say what they want to say. They may lose some of their endorsements, may lose some money over it, but they will gain an influence. And they will gain a negative influence, that is. For example, Nick Fuentes, who is obviously an ultra right winger, he has this following where it's like, okay, like he can be live on stream and he can go ahead and say things like the N-word and say he hates black people and say he hates Jews and he hates women and all these things, right? Now, the one thing that I did like about cancel culture at the time was that it, in a way, it used to be like they were too hard on people. So someone would say something like, they would say like something like retard, or they would say, or something like that.
Just some random word.
Some word, or they might have done something so simple that they shouldn't have done.
10 years ago, right?
Or something. They might have done something years ago, and then they were done. They were thrown off the bus. Now, the issue is that...
It's too lenient.
It's way too lenient, and then you have these type of people gaining this type of attention, and then you got Tucker Carlson coming to interview. So, I mean, I think it's a big issue.
So you think that people aren't being canceled enough at this point in the game?
I don't want to put it that way, like, oh, people aren't getting canceled enough. I just think that, like, we're living in a scary time where you can say horrific things.
Right.
And you can have an influence on other people just by the way that you speak, even if the words that you are speaking are completely hateful. You know, so I think that's a little bit scary.
So do you think that people like Nick Fuentes should be canceled?
I mean, I feel like people who, I mean, if you hear what some of the things that he says, right, on his stream, whatever his platform is or whatever, I mean, in my opinion, like, no white man should be saying like the N-word.
So if a black man, okay, the N-word specifically.
I mean the N-word, and just openly saying how he hates, you know, black people and Jews, and I mean it's just like, it's a lot of hate, right? And I feel like a lot of hate isn't what should be spread in today's world.
So I'm gonna offer you a slightly different perspective.
Okay.
The problem with trying to shun people like this is that the people who were listening to him originally are going to continue listening to him, but then they're going to get incensed by this notion that, oh, he's getting oppressed, he must be correct.
Correct.
So this is something that's been happening a lot lately. It's like if someone is being pressed on by the powers that be or the mainstream narrative or whatever you want to call it, logic basically, it becomes a matter of this person must be right because everyone else is pressing against them. The more important thing to do in a case like this is when Tucker Carlson interviews Nick Fuentes, he has an obligation to ask him the real questions. Why did you say X, Y, and Z? And
the issue, the issue with someone like Tucker Carlson, is that, and he's inviting someone like Nick Fuentes in the first place on his podcast or whatever it was, because he agrees with a lot of things that Nick Fuentes believes in, and Tucker Carlson didn't give him those tough questions or really converse in going in towards that direction of there are some things wrong with you because he agrees with him.
This is true.
And I mean, there's obviously a reason why Tucker Carlson, doesn't necessarily have the opportunity that he used to have, because of reasons like this. And not to mention Tucker Carlson, he is a self-proclaimed, obviously, Republican. But in my opinion, I really think that he was definitely all in on Mamdani.
You think so?
100%. Yeah. During their podcast, I don't exactly remember what he said, but
I can give you this stat.
Yeah.
Leading up to Mamdani's election, I think Tucker Carlson mentioned his name maybe 8 times completely, whereas Ben Shapiro criticized him 71 to 75 times.
I mean,
leading up to the election within the last 2 weeks, I think it was like something like 20 times.
Yeah, I mean, and this is also, happening. All of this craziness and nonsense, especially, is happening ever since the Charlie Kirk assassination, and I think that right now we are missing a huge figure in someone like him because he just had a very good voice of reason.
Yeah.
He spoke with facts. His whole thing, like him or not, and maybe in some of the things that he said, whether you're right wing, left wing, doesn't matter. His whole thing was that when people stop having open conversation, that is when violence happens.
And then he gets assassinated.
And then he gets assassinated for really just having free speech and just speaking about the things that he believed in and his opinions, and he never believed in something more than just free speech and having that open conversation on college campuses.
Right.
So I really do think, especially after this was actually the rise of Nick Fuentes. He really started getting this popularity.
Well, Nick Fuentes was very hateful towards Charlie Kirk a month before his assassination.
No, I know. I'm just saying that now Fuentes is able to get these interviews like with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying now he'll act like he was friends with Kirk all along, but meanwhile they hated each other. Very extreme, and they bear a lot in common with the far left ideology that Tyler Robinson was a part of that eventually ended up claiming Kirk's life. So there's definitely eventually going to be someone that rises up to the plate.
Do you think so?
There has to be.
There has to be.
When evil wins, good prevails in the end, in a way. Even when evil wins.
Yeah, I think people are just, to kind of go back on the Mamdani thing, I think people are going to realize that they're digging themselves their own grave there. That's what I think. And people are going to realize how poorly run he is going to run that city. You already saw, like, on the first day, he was already asking for donations.
Yeah.
Which is, like, whatever.
On day one, literally. First, it's...
when you thought everything was going to be free, but wait.
Think again. Not only is it not free, it's coming right out of your own pocket.
And things are going to be worse.
What do you think about Trump's presidency so far? What do you think some of the good things he's done? What do you think he could have done better?
Okay, well, I think I'm going to start with an issue at first. I think the tariffs, I'm not going to say who's struggling, but I do know someone personally who is struggling with it.
Why specifically?
I mean, one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people voted for Trump was to help like these small business owners. Obviously for taxes, when Trump was, and when he was running for his first term, the economy was as good as it's ever been. Obviously a lot has happened since then, such as COVID and
the Biden
presidency and
massive
wars
inflation,
all over the place and inflation,
being worthless.
Whatever. All these things have happened since then. Then again, it's been almost a decade since he was first voted in his first term.
Yeah.
But I do think that the tariffs, it was like a risky decision that he was making, and he was hoping that it was going to work out well in the end, and it's not looking like that so far. So in terms of that, I think that was definitely a big
mistake.
It was definitely a big mistake.
You don't think it's helped the economy at all?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like the economy is built. It's built from the ground up in a sense. Right, so when you have
from the grassroots,
exactly. When you have what's it called? So when you you need like these small business owners, they need to succeed in a way, and I think that helps the economy a lot.
I've actually heard this personally also from a friend of mine who's also trying to start his own small business, and he was dealing directly with China as well as Pakistan,
100%,
which were two countries that were heavily, impacted by these tariffs.
Yeah,
and I feel like it is a very powerful negotiation tool.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
He's whipped China into shape. He has whipped basically everyone into shape that needs to be whipped into shape.
Yeah.
But now it comes to a point where it's like, okay, what are you doing now? Because you whipped them into shape, and the tariffs are still almost just size when you first put them. Mm-hmm. And now we see that, the economy is not doing good.
It's not doing great.
The stock market is doing good, which is not indicative of the economy.
Yeah.
As much as Trump likes to say it is. Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing. I do agree with you. And my friend was arguing with me, and I was trying to defend him, but I don't think the tariffs, at the end of the day, were a good move.
No, I think they've been a poor move.
I think an area where Trump has won massively is with foreign affairs, though.
Okay.
Just with the world.
Okay.
He's one of the best negotiators that we have ever seen.
He's a businessman.
What he's done with the Middle East, something that no one thought doable. Mm-hmm. It still remains to be seen. Will Hamas disarm? We don't know. Be careful. But even phase one of the deal, getting 43 of the 48 remaining hostages back, and possibly all of them back in the next couple of weeks.
We'll see.
Is really quite the achievement. What else?
I think something that is obviously good is that there are a lot of world leaders who actually respect Trump in the way that they're afraid of him. So things like the war, Israel and Gaza and Russia, Ukraine, like these type of wars, in my opinion, would not have been started if Trump was in power. So I do give credit to Trump in that sense. And in terms of like the Israel-Gaza war, listen, like it's a very difficult situation, right? That's been going on for God knows how long, and I think the way it's been handled is like you can't complain too much
by Trump.
I'm talking about Trump. When you have to kind of negotiate with a terrorist organization, he's very good at that specifically. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do that. So I definitely I would give credit. I think it was also long overdue, but it is also at the point where this has just like been going on, and people are losing patience. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about his health policy? Like Robert F. Kennedy banning dyes and foods, like urging Americans to actually work out and be healthy, stay away from pharmaceuticals, all this type of thinking that previously was pushed very hard by people that weren't necessarily healthy or in any positions of authority.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, the government can only help so much with people's health. You know, at the end of the day, like...
That's a good point.
Like, at the end of the day, if someone wants to be healthy, they'll go out and do that and they'll make it work. I don't think it's up to the government to really... I mean, taking out things like dye, I think that's good. I mean, I think, like, we can control the things that we can control. But at the end of the day, everyone makes their own decisions, right? I mean, there's only so much that the government can do in terms of. I mean, maybe we could we definitely have like a lot of bigger meal portions here in America than we do in every other country, which is cool. I'm with it because I
Oh, you mean like from the perspective of people getting overweight?
Yes, I mean I think that's kind of.
Oh yeah, but I feel like the overweight problem is more to do with what's in the food rather than how much of it. It's what you eat, and at the day, to kind of go back to what I was saying, I mean, people make their own decisions, and for some reason, in America, people don't make good decisions. Well, I'm telling you, it's a lot easier to be healthier in Europe.
What's what I'm saying?
You can't really get fat, even if you try to.
Oh, so you're saying because of the food there? Yeah. Oh, I mean. What are we like? We got like a bunch of fast food places all over the place.
No, they
but imagine if we, shut these places down, right? America would turn into ashes.
Well, not that we shut them down, but we should replace them with healthy options.
The world,
cheap.
But there would be an uproar from people. There was like an actual fast food place that's really good.
What's up?
Panda Express.
Never had it. All right,
get you some fried rice with some honey chicken.
We're going off on a tangent. This is not a Panda Express advertisement. I think we're going to end it off here. I feel like we covered a lot of important topics. Did you actually introduce yourself in the beginning? This is Matt.
I'm Matt.
He might be joining for a couple more videos. Let me know down below if you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. More to come. I'll see you all soon. Peace.